Hello and welcome to week 5. Can you believe you're already at the halfway point? It's so quick, especially during the summer when we just have 10 weeks together. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying the class so far, as well as the readings, the assignments, the discussion board postings, and things are just going to get better from here. So really, what I wanted to do was just kind of give you a quick overview of what we're talking about this week and kind of go over the observation assignment, which is probably one of, I think, the most important assignments you're going to do in this class. So this week you're going to look at the physical environment of the classroom. And really what you're going to find is that it is absolutely critical that we set up our classrooms correctly and we have the right materials in the classroom. And that's what Chapter 7 is all about. It's all about the physical environment. And so really when you read through the chapter, take note of all of those important kind of concepts that they give you about setting up your classroom, what things should be included, and not just what should be included, but why they should be included. So this is actually one of the chapters I think is probably the most beneficial to you because it's so practical. It really does help you understand the importance of a good physical layout of your classroom. And so that's why I chose to put the observation assignment in this week because it's going to make sense now that you are reading through this chapter. So a little bit about this observation assignment. Um, this is an assignment that's required in every CHD 120 class in the state of Virginia. It's considered a portion of the key assessment. And so this is an assignment that you're going to need to keep, especially if you are planning on completing the degree program. You're going to need this for your portfolio at the end. This is the first of 3 assignments that are actually going to make up the key assessment. So the observation is something that's really going to be important. So a few things you need to know. One, it's going to take you about 2 hours to complete it. So you need to make sure that you are allotting enough time to be able to get this done. So ideally, we would like for you to observe in either a star rated or a NACE accredited center. And although I cannot force you to do that, I am going to award 5 extra credit points if you do go to a star rated or a NACE accredited center. So let me show you a few resources that I have for you. When you go into course information in our course, you're going to see a folder that is called CHD Documents. And when you click on this folder, there's going to be just about anything that you would need for any class you take in the CHD program. But the 2 that are going to be most beneficial to you in this class are going to be the Star Rated Center PDF and the NACE accredited schools. This PDF is going to show you every center in the state of Virginia that volunteered to be rated. This is actually an older program. They've now changed it to a quality improvement program. But the star ratings system was actually implemented in order to help parents be able to distinguish high quality centers. As you know, there are daycares and preschools on every street corner. And so for parents who don't have any kind of background information in early childhood education, it can be very overwhelming. So this program was set up so that a center could choose to be rated. They're not forced to, but they can choose to be rated. And when the rater comes in, they are looking at things like the physical layout of the classroom, just like what you're talking about this week. The different centers that are in the classroom, the materials that they have in the center, the schedule that they have, how they set up their cots for nap time, if children are washing their hands correctly at the times that they're supposed to, which would be when they enter the classroom, before they eat, whenever they have obviously touched any bodily fluid, when they have been playing with paint or sand or water. All of those things are looked at when a center is rated. The other thing that they are looking at are the interactions between the teachers and the children, between the children and the children. I have had the privilege of being a rater for the last couple of years. And so I've seen some really great ones and I've seen some that are not quite so great. But what I will tell you is that if you choose to go off of this list, you're going to see that centers are given a star rating between 1 and 5, 5 being the best, 1 obviously being not so great. So there are not a lot of 5-star rated centers in the state of Virginia and not as many in our area. There are a few, but I would say if you're going to choose a center from this list, make sure they're at least a 3-star. Most centers, the first time they're rated, if they are high quality, are normally between 3 and 4, which is a really great place to start. Because what happens after that is they were assigned a mentor and the mentor helped them work towards trying to get a higher rating the next time they were rated. So if you choose one from this list, look for a 3, 4, or a 5. If you choose the NACE accredited schools, all you have to do, this is actually a link that will take you directly to the site where you can type in the zip code that you're in or where you want to actually observe, and it will show you a list of all of the centers or schools that are NACE accredited. So again, I can't force you to choose one of these, but if you choose to do this, you will be given 5 extra credit points. So that's the first place to start. After that, what you're going to find in this week's folder are all of the forms and everything that you need to take when you are actually going to go do this observation. Now, I tried to make this as user-friendly as possible, so I put it into a table format so that it would make it easy for you. The other thing that I did when you go to the folder for the observation assignment is I created an extremely detailed PowerPoint that tells you for every single thing that you're looking at in that table exactly what it is that you're looking for. So for instance, one of the things that it's going to ask you is whether or not when children put their belongings up, where are the cubbies located? So in the PowerPoint, I'm going to tell you that in the rating system, cubbies should be inside the classroom and children's belongings should not touch. So things like that are going to be in this detailed PowerPoint for you. So my suggestion to you is to take the table. You can look at this observation template that I created for you that's going to have the table as well as the concluding paragraph that you need at the end. And I would put the table to one side and then I would look at this PowerPoint so that you really are certain that you know exactly what you're looking for. Everything that you're looking for in this observation is what I look for when I go in and do a rating. So it's a very wonderful experience because it helps you to see how much you have to do ahead of time in order to make sure that your classroom and your center is going to be considered high quality. So this is one of my favorite assignments simply because I feel like it gives you a chance to really dig deep and look at what's happening in these classrooms. Please remember that none of the information that you give is going to go beyond me. So please feel free to be very honest. And be detailed in your table. I don't want you to tell me that, yes, the furniture is child-sized. I want you to be able to actually say, all of the chairs at this table were child-sized because children's feet were touching the floor. And again, that's just an example of something you're going to see in the detailed PowerPoint, because in order for a chair to be considered child-sized, children's feet have to be able to touch the floor as opposed to swinging freely, which means it's not the appropriate size. So again, I encourage you to try and find a high quality center. Again, you are not going to be penalized if you don't go to one of those centers. If you are interested in the particular center that you are thinking of working at or where your child is at, then you are welcome to do that. But it really is a great experience for you. So there's a letter that you can actually print out to give to the teacher and the director, and it just lets them know that we are not there to judge, we are not there to critique, that it really is just a learning experience for you. So everything that you need for the observation is in this folder. It's also in the assignments link, so that way you can find it wherever you need to. So a couple of other things. For this week, you do have a discussion board that has to do with the physical environment, but you do not have to respond to any of your classmates because you have other assignments going on. And this observation is obviously going to be a little bit more time consuming. I did not want to make you have to spend time actually responding to each other. You are welcome to, but as long as you post your response, then you'll get full credit for your participation for this week. So I think that that's all that I have for this week. Again, I hope that you enjoy this assignment, enjoy reading the chapter about the importance of the physical environment. And if you have any questions, don't forget I am here for you. Just send me a quick email and I'll get back to you very, very quickly. And have a great week, and I'll see you next week.